So I pick on Nigerians a lot in my videos, and it's not my intention. It just so happens that the majority of scams that I personally come across originate out of Nigeria. And I've never once said that all Nigerians are scammers or that just because someone is in Nigeria, it means that they're a scammer, but it's definitely a problem over there among young men. Some of them do it because it's the cool thing to do, and some of them do it because they can't think of better ways to make money. So today, I want to tell you how I worked with a couple of Nigerians to do something even cooler that will also make some money. Hopefully. Let me start by introducing you to Emanuel. I met this kid almost 3 years ago. He grew up in Nigeria not even knowing who his parents were. He struggled throughout the early years of his life, but one of the biggest challenges came because nobody ever taught him about the basics of dental hygiene. Over time, his teeth became infected, and trying to hide the problem just ended up making matters worse.
It's actually killed my self-esteem. When I'm in school, I was so bullied, like so bullied. Very hard, very hard, to be honest.
Here's a guy who needs money, not because he wants to drive a fancy car or wear expensive clothes. He just wants to smile with confidence and not live with pain. And after visiting a dentist in Nigeria, he learned that he's going to need a couple of root canals and some crowning, which is going to cost 1.5 million naira, which comes out to about 2,000 United States dollars. That's still a lot of money. Definitely more than I have laying around. So I got to thinking, what's a guy like this to do in this situation? How's he going to make money to pay for his treatment? Or how can he help me make money so I can pay him? And the answer to any business question is this: fulfill a need. But what kind of needs can we fulfill? Well, something that's been very clear to me over the past 5 years of making YouTube videos about scams is that a significant number of people are not sufficiently educated when it comes to cybersecurity. And get this, according to data from the National Security Alliance, cybercrime is more common among millennials and Gen Z. You heard that right, it's not just grandma and grandpa falling for tech support scams. Most of the scams taking place are young people falling for employment scams, romance scams, and sextortion scams. They're getting their social media accounts hacked and their identities stolen. And creating cybersecurity awareness is one of the reasons that I make YouTube videos. I know that they help people, but I've always wondered, what more can I do? How can we make more people safe? Well, today, I want to tell you my big idea to fulfill this need, and I'm going to see if I can't get the good people of Nigeria to help me do it. I want to create an online course, and this course is specifically for young people who are just about to get their first smartphone. It is insane to me how easily we let kids loose on smartphones without proper training. It's like handing them the car keys without putting them through driver's ed. The internet is full of digital booby traps for the uninformed. Also, kids are becoming increasingly depressed because of time spent in front of screens and social media. But let's face it, parents aren't going to withhold smartphones from their kids because they don't want to be the lame parents. So alternatively, how about we get them to take a training course? My training course. I want to create a fun online bootcamp that teaches kids about data privacy, password management, social media safety, and even smartphone etiquette. I want to make them ready to enter the digital world responsibly. But creating a course is no simple task. So enter Emanuel. One of the things that takes me the longest when making videos is editing, and I've always thought about outsourcing editing, but I just love to do it. However, I knew that I would never finish the course if I tried to do it myself. So I said to Emanuel, have you ever used Adobe Premiere? Are you willing to work? And Emanuel said, I've heard about Adobe Premiere, Mr. Ben, but I've not used it before. Of course, yes, I'm ready to work, Mr. Ben. No matter how tasking and difficult it could be, I'm ready to work. So I've got an answer for my first obstacle. Emanuel's going to edit. But where am I going to host the course? And how am I going to organize it? How am I going to market it? I've never done anything remotely close to this kind of thing. But then I got introduced to another friend who might have the skills to help. And he's from, wait for it, Nigeria. Kingsley is from Abuja, Nigeria, and he is an immensely talented guy who's worked as a technical advisor and currently as a development worker.
I work with NGOs, as non-governmental organizations, charity organizations. My work is more of being responsible for ensuring that the project or whatever project it is reaches its goals. So I do all the measuring and evaluate all the results, and just to ensure that whatever objectives the project has set out to achieve is achieved.
He knows how to be effective and organized, but here's the thing. Kingsley's kidneys are failing him. This leaves him incredibly sick, requiring regular dialysis treatment.
Dialysis machine makes you quite sick. It solves one problem, like by keeping you alive, because obviously Without dialysis, even for a week, I might probably be dead within a week. But the dialysis machine keeps me alive, but it has its own disadvantages. It makes me so sick.
I remember my grandmother having to do this as she got older and her kidneys failed. But Kingsley is only 38. He has a family to take care of and a life to live.
I was told that the only thing is going to stop me from having dialysis and possibly prolong my life is to have a transplant.
When he wrote me, he said, "I'm 38 years old and work as a development worker dedicated to saving lives. It is ironic that while I work towards improving the lives of others, I'm unable to secure the means to save my own life." This broke my heart to see someone so talented with so much to offer unable to pay for their treatment. But I told him about my idea. I told him what I was trying to do and he caught the vision. He studied the competition and he looked for what was missing in the marketplace, and he helped me set up a domain and design a website and an email address and organize the content and write copy.
I actually went through most of the scripts and I saw that it was very informative, and I also suggested a couple of contents into that also.
We did this over the course of 3 months, and finally, it was time to film. And I thought, these are instructional videos, and I need to think about how I want these videos to look. It actually resulted in me rearranging my entire studio, losing the iconic couch, and opting for a desk. If you want to see more about this, I made a video on my second channel showing the entire renovation. So then I sat down, and for like a week straight, I stumbled through 19 videos. These were going to need a lot of editing work, but lucky for me, I had an editor. But Emanuel wasn't a pro. He'd never used Adobe Premiere, so I was going to have to teach him. Hey Emanuel, it's Ben, and today we're going to learn how to edit in Adobe Premiere. This is how I edit all my videos, and I think that you'll do great. So let's jump right in. For now, all you need to know is with the arrow key and the blade key, because you're going to be chopping stuff, okay? So that's what the blade is for chopping. That's probably the most commonly asked question I get as someone who's been exposing online scams on YouTube for the last 5 years. I figured if he could just do the rough edits and cut out the bloopers and tighten it up and send back the file, it would save an enormous amount of time for me, and then I could just have someone else polish it up. You can do this. This is easy. So good luck to you. Let me know if you have any questions. And would you believe it? Emanuel went to work, chopping up videos and sending them back. It would sometimes take him the entire night to download the files, but he knew it was on the line and he did it. He even wrote me and said, "The project is so fun to work on, and I'm happy to have practiced what you showed me. Thank you so much, Mr. Ben." And when the videos were completed, Kingsley and I would then work on the site, making everything easy to navigate. This was so much more work than I expected, and there's no way I could have done it without their help. And the result of all this is what I call Smartphone Safety Pro. It's a course with 19 lessons meant to teach young people the basics of cybersecurity, social media safety, digital footprint management, and smartphone etiquette. I am incredibly proud of this course. It is everything that I would want my kids to know before I would allow them to own a smartphone. I think 90% of the scams that I run into could be avoided if people can grasp the basic concepts that I unpack in this course. And yes, there is a charge because courses are expensive to create and host, but also I'm charging because I want to make this thing even better. And going through these videos, I've realized that there's so much more that I want to say and include, and your support will help us do just that. But I don't want to wait any longer. It's a good product that fulfills a need, and I'm officially launching this course right now. You can check out what we've built by heading on over to smartphonesafetypro.com or visiting the link in the description. The course is targeted to a teenage audience, but I think anyone needing a refresher in digital safety will absolutely find value in it. Or if you like this channel, I think you'll like it too. I would say it's like watching 19 of my YouTube videos. You may have heard of cookies before. No, not those cookies, I mean internet cookies. And here's some exciting news. For a limited time, I'm giving my channel subscribers 50% off the course when you use promo code Nigeria. You will never see it this cheap again, but you guys have been with me through it all, so I think that I owe it to you. And as I promised Emanuel and Kingsley, I'm using the proceeds from the course to pay their wages, which they'll use to fund the operations that they both so desperately need. And I believe in this project so much that I was able to make an initial payment to Emanuel to cover the cost of his first dental treatment, which he was able to get just a few days ago.
I can actually smile out there in the public. I can express myself. I can express myself freely as I've dreamt of someday.
Now, you may not feel like you need this course or know anyone that needs this course, and that's fine. It's not for everyone. But the message that I'm trying to get across in this video is for everyone. And that's this. No matter where you live in the world, no matter what your circumstances are, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. I actually stole that from Winnie the Pooh, but I think it's still true. There are better ways to make a living than scamming others. And if there's anything I've shown on my channel in the last 5 years, it is this. You just need to use your head. So, no, I don't think all Nigerians are scammers. In fact, I think they're some of the most kindest and smartest people I've ever met. And I just proved it to you. Well, I hope that you found this video fun and interesting because I sure enjoyed making it. Let me know in the comments below what ideas you have for someone who needs something to do in order to take care of themselves. I have a feeling a lot of people watching will love your ideas. But thanks again for watching, everybody, and for all your support, and I will see you very soon.